Welcome back to the Expressions of Destiny podcast. This is Jennifer. Today is Wednesday. It has been a really long time since I have done an episode, and I know this seems to be a reoccurring theme, and life these past couple of months have just been extremely busy, crazy, unexpected. There's so many different things that have been going on in our life, and the people around us, our family and such. And so it's been a little hard to sit down and have a moment to really just take time to talk to you. But today I wanted to come and on my commute to my internship, I wanted to come and just really share a lot of what's been on my heart and encourage you. That is the main purpose of the Expressions of Destiny podcast, is to encourage you, to lift you up, to give you hope through God's word and through just things that I find myself going through, just being real. Life happens, right? A couple of things going on in my life. In our family, our household, we've been battling sickness, sinus, all that nasty stuff, and at the same time I had an aunt who passed away last month, and so I spent time with family, and then just trying to finish school. These are the things that we don't realize take so much time out of our day, but in the end we're grateful for the time that we had to be able to give to those things, and this is where we just kind of reevaluate our life and our priorities and the things that are most important to us. And so I want to share with you a couple of the experiences that I've had over the past couple of weeks, though, actually, within the last month, too. A lot of things going on with the internship. I've mentioned on here before, had a wonderful opportunity to work with a really, really great organization. It is the Treasure Coast Food Bank here in our area. The Treasure Coast covers 4 different counties, and it's comprised of 4 different counties. And so the food bank services those 4 counties, and it's just amazing to see how much is done for the community, how many people are fed. There are over 250,000 meals that are provided every week, and that is just an amazing number. And so I'm so grateful to be a part of such a wonderful place. The people that work there, I've mentioned it before, but I will say it over and over again. They are so compassionate and so dedicated to this particular work that it's not a job, or at least that's the way that I see it, is that every single one of their hearts is in what they do. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen the love that they pour into the task and the things that need to get done. I've seen people stop in a moment when help is needed in the warehouse. They drop what they're doing, whatever it is that they're working on at their desk, and they go straight in there to help. I've seen them come together for these amazing annual events that have taken place. More recently, this past Friday and Saturday, we had what is called Pack the House. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that is, but I also want to share with you the even greater impact that it had on my life, because this is just something that I love to do. But first of all, Pack the House is an annual event. It has grown every single year. This is my first year, but it has grown every single year. It was their 9th annual, and the goal was to pack 15,000 holiday boxes for families in need this holiday season, those that maybe don't even know where their meal was going to come from, to celebrate with their families and to be able to feed their families and their children. And so what an amazing opportunity to be able to pack these boxes, but at the same time have hundreds upon hundreds of volunteers come in within those 2 days on different shifts to help pack these boxes. These are the neighbors in the community, the companies, the businesses, the business owners themselves coming to join together with other volunteers to pack these boxes, and we think about it. It may be classified as a annual event, but it's really something that the food bank does on a consistent basis. Every single week they have people there packing these boxes, and and especially for our senior citizens, there's other programs for the children as well, and for the schools and different pantries, and this is something that is going on in your own community too. I can only speak for the Treasure Coast Food Bank, but these are things that are happening within your own community and the food banks and the food pantries that are around you. I mean, there was a wonderful privilege that we had when we lived in West Palm Beach, in Palm Beach County here in Florida, years ago, to be able to pick up from the different retailers, specifically Publix grocery store, and deliver just a truckload of bread and pastries to different food pantries throughout that area. I was not familiar with the food bank as a whole in that area for Palm Beach County, but the food pantries I was, and what a wonderful opportunity just to be able to deliver to them, these goods that were being donated by these grocery stores. So being a part of the food bank now has really, it has reminded me that this hunger issue happens in every single community. Doesn't matter what state, city, county you're in across this nation. There are people who are wondering where their next meal is going to come from. And so here is the most beautiful impact that I saw. Yes, we're feeding people, but the most beautiful impact that I saw that was so encouraging over those past 2 days, 5 shifts of different groups coming in to help out. It was overwhelming because as these people would come in, some of them came in expecting and knowing what was going to happen because they volunteered before. Other people came in kind of just excited and hyped up. There was something new. Maybe someone else invited them to come, and they were just excited to be there. And then others came in not knowing what to expect at all. I'm just talking about like coming back out and saying, I'm so lost. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Can someone please tell me what I'm supposed to do? And the event was completely organized. I mean, it was so easy, such a good flow. It was amazing, what the team did. But for those that didn't know what to do or what to expect, the beautiful part was the smiles on their faces, not just during the time that they were in the warehouse volunteering, but when they were leaving. That was the most beautiful part to me. The smiles on their faces, the excitement. I mean, they were hyped up coming out after working 3 hours building these boxes. And as they were walking out, they were saying, oh my gosh, I had so much fun. This was so exciting. I wish I could do this more. Do you have other opportunities? Are there other events coming up? They just wanted more. They wanted to be able to spend more time. We had some kids from the local high school that came in for a shift and asked if they could stay for a second shift. I mean, just to see these teenagers eager to help and to serve. And so I think the beautiful part, or I know for me, the reminder was that our hearts naturally want to just be a blessing to someone else and to serve other people. I say it every time in every episode that I do. I'm always going to say this one phrase that we live by in our home is the more you give, the more you have. We place that in our personal family life, and we live by it in our business. The more you give, the more you have. We can never be afraid to give precious, important, encouraging, uplifting, helping things that we have learned, that we have discovered throughout our life and in our businesses. We can't be afraid to give that away. We can't always be expecting something in return for what we do. I understand businesses, have to sell their programs. They have to sell their lessons and their workshops, and our business has to be successful and it has to bring in some type of income. But at the same time, someone helped us get to the place where we are today. And so in my business, I can't speak for everybody else, but any opportunity that I have to give back to someone or to teach someone something or to do for someone, my first thought isn't how much am I going to charge them. And I know that's kind of a backwards mindset or mentality, business mindset, because the first thing that we're taught is to value yourself, know your value, and place that value or that number on what it is that you provide. And all that is fine. I completely get it. I understand. But we also have to have a heart to serve and to give, and to know that when we do that, it will always come back to us. And the more we give, the more we have. We will never lack because of our generosity, because of that willingness to just help someone else grow and help them be something greater, help them achieve those goals. And so I want to go back to this event that we did. I don't want to trail off too much there because I can go on and on about giving. But that's what I saw in these people. They had a desire, a passion, a drive, and a love to want to serve other people, to do for others. We live our life every day trying to earn a living. Everything that we do, we're hoping to get some type of compensation. And sometimes that will drive us to a point where we start to get tired of it, or we don't really find that we have as much of a passion to do that work, because we always feel like we're having to do it to earn something. And if we just did it without the worry or the concern of what it was that we were going to be getting in return, we would find so much more joy in that thing that we do. And that's what I saw in every single volunteer who came through that door, was this drive and this excitement of having had the opportunity to do for someone else and not expect anything in return. The thing that they got that day was the joy. Their hearts were happy. They were satisfied. Everything. They didn't need anything in their hand to show for what they did. The gift in it all was the joy that they left with. And so, if you are a business owner, I just want to throw this because we always try to talk about and try to put that business side into perspective as well. If you are a business owner, look for opportunities to serve your community. Take that time, sacrifice that time if it is a sacrifice, and serve your community. Find a local food bank. Find another organization to go and do something. If it's once a year, great. But because you have dedicated that time, you've made it important to put it on some type of schedule or calendar. If it's once every quarter, it's 4 times a year. If it's once a month, or if it's once a week, it is completely up to you. But to be able to serve other people and not worry about a paycheck, not worry about what you're going to get in return, is one of the greatest gifts that you will ever experience. I promise you that. Because even those that came in maybe not feeling like they wanted to be there that day, or maybe they wish they would have scheduled something different because maybe they woke up and they just weren't feeling it. They were excited when they signed up and dedicated that time, but between that time and the actual day, they could have had a rough week. But I guarantee you that when they walked in, even if they may have been down or exhausted or tired, they left excited about what they did that morning or that evening. So business owners, find those opportunities to give back. If you are an individual, a lot of times we think that we can't do much for others without some type of finance solution or finances, to provide or to help. Everything that we do for people does not revolve around money. It doesn't. We don't have to worry about how much we have to give financially. It's just our time, a lot of times, that people really appreciate. Our time in coming over and just sitting with them and spending time with them. Maybe bringing someone some coffee that you made at home. We don't always have to buy something. Maybe someone is struggling to get a task done and they just need an extra set of hands. Maybe someone just needs a ride. There are so many different things that we can do that don't revolve around our pocket and what's in it. And I think that's what stops a lot of people sometimes. We think, well, I don't have enough, or I can't pay for that person's groceries, or I can't, pick up someone's meal. I can't go out to dinner with that person because I may not have enough in my own bank account right now. My budget is kind of small. I just can't. There is so much more that we can than those other things that we worry so much about. So I want to encourage you today to find someone to be a blessing to. I know this is a reoccurring theme, but that's who we are. That's what our business is. That's what our ministry is finding every opportunity to be a blessing to someone else. I look for the small opportunities. The big opportunities don't come as often. The small opportunities come every single day, several times a day, sometimes more than what we even expected. Grab hold of those small opportunities to bless somebody else. Because every time that you do for someone else, when you set yourself aside and you do for somebody else, it refills and replenishes everything inside of you without you even realizing it until later on, when you're sitting there with a smile on your face, overjoyed, and you may not even realize or understand why you're so happy until you go back and think, wow, you know what? I know what gave me joy. I was able to help so-and-so, or I was able to do a small task for this other person, or I was able to give back to my community. There's so many people out there that need that touch of love and encouragement and just help. And if we can do anything, doesn't matter what it is, anything, big or small, more so the small, because those are the things that we don't realize we need until someone does step in and help us, then we have done even greater than what we would have sitting at a desk or working a job. Jobs are necessary, but the things that allow us to thrive and to feel alive and feel like we are making a difference, that's not a job. That's part of our purpose. So I hope that this has encouraged you today. I have been completely overwhelmed and encouraged. I apologize I haven't been able to get on here and record in a while, but everything that I have experienced and have gone through, I'm just so excited to come back and to share it with you on this day, because it has been an amazing couple of months. I'm going to be very sad when this internship ends, but I'm going to have a lot to take back with me, and a lot of relationships, that have been built and established through this, that the people aren't going away. It's just the day-to-day that I won't have with them, and that's okay, because we got to continue to move on. We got to continue to build and continue to do the things that we know we've been purposed in our life to do. But when you find these opportunities to be a part of something else, to help a different organization, to work in an internship, to take a temporary position. These are just those little interruptions that are going to create more growth in areas that you wouldn't have expected. And that's exactly what this internship has done for me, is given me an opportunity to grow in areas that I wasn't even thinking about. So pick up on those opportunities and take advantage of these moments that kind of interrupt our lives for a little bit. So that is all for me today. You guys, I pray that I have been an encouragement and a blessing to you today. Go out and find someone to bless. Anyone, anything, doesn't matter what it is. Be a blessing to someone. And until next time, God bless.